Hi, I'm Major Ivan Wild with the Salvation Army here in Sacramento, and it's great to be back live on our live Facebook. And I have a special guest with me that I'm so excited for, because normally I'm a guest on her show, her talk radio show, but I want you to meet my great friend, and I'm going to let you introduce yourself. And we have with us today for this live segment.
Yeah, I'm Kitty O'Neill from KFBK. It's so great to be here. And yeah, Major Ivan, I'm usually interviewing you. I guess we're kind of doing this together today.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is great. And we're so glad that you're here with us.
I'm excited for it, because now you're on my show.
Yeah,
and so
I'm
we'll
on your turf.
See how that goes. But we're here today because it's the 8th annual Big Day of Giving. So we are collecting donations. I know you've been reporting about this, preparing all week. What does the Big Day of Giving mean to you? How have you seen it unfold in Sacramento over the past few years, and what's different now?
Yeah, well, it's since, I think, 2013, and it's the Sacramento Regional Community Foundation, and they have done this for over 600 charities. And it is amazing, because you become aware of charities that you didn't even know existed in some case. But then for charities like the Salvation Army that you kind of hear about and you think, I thought maybe they were just kettles at Christmas or something, right. Then all of a sudden you're realizing the breadth and the scope of the work that you do. So I think, in addition to having it be a fundraising mission, it's also a bit of an educational mission as well.
No, and I think you're absolutely right. And that's what I like. I love talking about the Salvation Army and all the programs they do. I mean, it is a wonderful, wonderful thing. I know people can make a donation even now at the bigdaysac.org. It ends at midnight. I believe the last time I was on with Jennifer, my wife Jennifer, we were at, I think, $70,000, and it's about an hour ago. But now our new total is?
Yep. Oh, 90,000. That's wonderful. With 150 donors. And you know what that says to me is that you can donate as much or as little as you need, because we know these are kind of tough times right now. But if everybody gave a little, right?
It would be. And you're right. I mean, it's amazing what we've seen right now this past, compared to last year to this year in April with this COVID virus pandemic. And here in the Salvation Army, just in Sacramento, last year in April, we served 1,500 individual families that come through our social services for a food box. And this year, at the end of April, we're at 10,000 food boxes. That's 10,000 individual families that have come to us just in the last several weeks. So it is really, really important. That translates to 42,000 people being served. It's just amazing.
And I've been told an 1,100% increase, which is staggering.
That's huge. Like,
yeah, but you guys met it. That's the thing. That is a wonderful thing. The need increased, you met it.
and I'm so glad we've been able to. That really blesses me to know that we can meet that demand. But we can only do that with the donors that we get. We have a great sponsor for this live segment, which is Blue Diamond Growers. They're just around the corner. We're going to talk about why we're here in this facility. They're just around the corners, and we love Blue Diamond Growers. They're big supporters of the Salvation Army. They are sponsoring this segment, and so we're excited here on our Facebook, the Salvation Army in Northern California. Make sure you like us, tweet us. I come up with a new term, smash a like. Hit the button, smash a like.
Smash a like.
Smash a like, and get the word out there. 6 live segments we're doing today started off at 6 o'clock this morning, finishing all the way to 6:30 p.m. And so I'm so glad that you are with us in this facility.
Oh, I'm just so happy to be here, and I so admire the effort that you're doing all day, because this is an all-day event, and you are going live all day, which is fantastic. And, you know, we should talk about where we are.
Right.
Right? We're at this next step.
Yeah, this is fairly new for the Salvation Army in Sacramento. We acquired this building that used to be the Adult Rehabilitation Program, and so it was owned by the Salvation Army, and it was given to Sacramento. And what we're doing with it is we're housing students that are into our workforce development programs. And I know you know a little bit about those, and we're going to be seeing a video a little bit later. Yeah. But it houses up to 80 men that can come to our either construction program or culinary program. And you've seen some of that. What are your thoughts on our workforce development program from someone from the community, and you know what's going on in this community? What do you see with the Salvation Army's workforce development program?
I think it is incredible. I mean, it's one of the things that I love about the Salvation Army is the way that you can help people find their path in life, find a trade, find a skill. And in construction and culinary, I mean, those are so important. Those are like essential, you know, so construction has been essential. And all the work that the culinary are doing too. And I have to say, you know, I'm on the board of the Salvation Army, and the culinary folks prepare us lunch every time, and they do a bang-up job, and I have seen such an increase in quality. I'm a foodie, so, you know, right?
Yes,
and so at first I thought, oh, this is a good lunch, and now I'm like, what? I mean, the food is just really great.
I like to think that people come to the advisory board because I'm there, right? You know, and it's a great board and great people, but yeah, the food has definitely helped. We have great culinary students that cook this food for us, and a lot of it even happens here in this facility, but even more specifically is our construction school. Yeah. And we'll be showing a video about that in just a moment, but just behind me is where it actually takes place. They come in here, they work, they learn a trade, they're certified, they get the OSHA training. Safety is number one. We prepare them with the soft skills to go out and get new jobs. And I go to the graduations, and listening to their testimonies it makes it. It's not just a number of over 95% going into full-time work. It's lives that are being transformed. So I thought maybe we can show a video that kind of shares the story of a gentleman, just an incredible story. I won't spoil it. We'll go to that video.
Great.
It all worked out for me.
Gregorio already beat the odds once. After he says he served time in prison for a drug offense, he started his own business in Sacramento.
You know, when it's good, it's good. Money was good, everything was great.
But then, his little boy came down with a mysterious illness.
He started getting blisters all over his face, and his fingernails were falling off. We were in and out the hospital. Like, he almost died 3 times. I missed a lot of work. Cars are repoed. Started getting behind on rent, and you know, people don't understand. You know, my son's sick. So I was with them. I dropped everything.
After years of medical bills and no diagnosis, they finally tested their home.
We had airborne black mold.
To save their son, they left their home. His fiancée and children went to live with extended family. Gregorio stayed behind in Sacramento to try and rebuild their lives.
As I set out this plan and I got that tent, I remember thinking to myself, it's not going to take that long. I'm going to be able to get through it. I'm going to be able to do it. 8 months later, my daughter's first birthday, and I'm just like, man, I'm still here. I'm reaching out to Salvation Army. As a man that's prideful, I didn't really want to do that. But as I started calculating, thinking about it, it was amazingly apparent to me that I wasted so much time just ego.
A caseworker got the family into the E. Claire Rayleigh Transitional Living Center, bringing them back together after nearly a year.
I got my family back. It's amazing.
Gregorio was also able to enroll in the Salvation Army Construction Training Program, helping him begin a new career to support his family.
And I just can't say how happy I am now that I've been educated in this, because the certifications are amazing. We have 9 certifications that just changed the whole workforce game. Like, I can't wait to get to work. I'm so excited.
A chance to begin again. Gregorio says he'll never forget it.
For the rest of my life, I'm going to help Salvation Army any way I can. Because some people need it. And not everybody's a bad guy. Not everybody that had used or been to prison is a bad person. People make mistakes and people learn to change. And they help you with that here. And I just can't thank you guys enough.
Welcome back to our Facebook Live with my great friend, Kitty O'Neill. I'm sometimes speechless after I see videos like Gregorio. We like to call him Greg. I was at his graduation, and it was just so moving to hear this story. How does it make you feel, being part of the advisory board, helping us along to see a testimony like that? I mean, I'm speechless. So what are your thoughts?
You know what? It's one of the reasons that I'm involved. I absolutely adore redemption stories. I have to say that first of all. It's something that I love in fiction, in films, in books. But when you see it in real life and you realize that the impact that you've had on an individual, there's nothing like that. You know, I've spent years reporting the news, and I have told about stories of people who've made horrible choices, crimes. But sometimes I think, why did that person do that? Like, I get really involved in it. Why would they have done that? And it always goes back to some kind of need that they have, something that has happened to them. It's something in their character that needs fixing. And that is getting to the root of the problem. There's a lot of ways that we can deal with people who have missteps. But to me, the Salvation Army gets to the root of the problem, and that's why I appreciate what you do. You treat the whole person, you treat the soul of the person, and that's what needs treating. And I've seen the work that you do, I've seen the successes that you do, and I admire and respect all the work of the Salvation Army.
You said an interesting point. You love redemptive stories.
I do.
And that really is at the heart of the Salvation Army's mission, is these redemptive stories and programs that have a redemptive nature, a transformational nature. I just love that. It's the hope, I think, that we are able to offer. And we have this phrase for this COVID-19 crisis, that hope is greater than fear. But that hope is offered to everyone that comes to the Salvation Army in need. But these types of programs, these transformational programs, whether it's through the food box, our emergency sheltering, construction, culinary, all of these, it does take money. And that's why we're here, to raise money on this big day of giving. And I just got prompted. It looks like you mentioned last time $90,000 you raised, but since that video, we've got another $3,000. So what's our new total?
Way to go!
I mess up on the numbers.
Yeah, $93,000. Thank you so much, all the new donors.
That's wonderful.
That is great.
We have some really great people that donate, and we want to give a shout out to some special people that have made some really good donations to the Salvation Army. So if you can have the honor of just saying how much we appreciate these wonderful people.
Absolutely. It's John and Tierney Drury and Deloitte Services LLP and Merchants Bank of Commerce. We so appreciate that. And if you would like to get in on the giving, it's really easy. It's bigdaysac.org. And yeah, ends at midnight, but donate now.
Donate now.
And then you can come back and donate again if you want.
That's right. And of course, follow us on Facebook Live with the Salvation Army of Northern California. Make a like, smash a like. That's my new term, smash a like. We've been here since 6 o'clock this morning, going to finish at 6:30 tonight. Of course, you can donate anytime. Again, thank you so much to Blue Diamond Growers for sponsoring this segment. And I believe we have another guest, another friend to join us.
Yeah, so if you have some questions, we would love to help answer. I say we, I will say Jenny. We'll do our best, but yeah, you just send in the questions. We're Facebook Live, so you can respond, as you're liking and hearting and all those kinds of things. Let us know, because you're here to answer some questions.
I am.
Yeah, Jenny's
my name is Jenny Barkis. I do Echelon for Salvation Army, which is the Young Professionals Board. We do have one here local in Sacramento. They are all over, however. But go ahead and follow us at SAC Echelon on Instagram, and go ahead and ask any questions that you have. We'd love to answer them for you, and we'd love to have you on board. But right now I have more questions for you guys.
Sure. We'll go for it.
Well, with all the money that's being raised, how will it be spent?
Well, I love to spend money for good causes, And so what we do, basically we have a committee, a task force, a finance committee, and what we do is through our advisory board as well as our headquarters, and we take a look at what the total money amount that's been given, and we take a look at the greatest need. Where have we been lacking in some of the other programs and what the greatest need is? As you know, Kitty, you are going to be really involved on our annual luncheon, which was supposed to be at the end of this month, but due to the current situation, we had to cancel that. Had to cancel it, and so we're trying to make up that difference. So we're going to take a look at the immediate need. What is the biggest need? Whether it's the sheltering, the workforce development, and that's how we're going to make those decisions based on the greatest need.
So how will the Salvation Army be helping with months to come?
Well, that's a great question. We're going to rely on great people like our friends like Kitty O'Neill to continue to help us and support the Salvation Army and all these wonderful people who donate. But we're expecting, and I was talking to Kitty before we went on live, is that the demand is still going to be there. Even if this sheltering in place is canceled and things are, quote, back to normal health-wise, the demand is going to be there. So we need to pace ourselves. We need to be strategic in how we spend our money. I'll let Kitty answer a question, kind of put it on from a perspective from an advisory board member and a great person in this community. How much do you trust the Salvation Army? How have you seen the Salvation Army with its finances and how we raise money and how we spend money? I'd kind of like to hear your take on all that.
Well, the good thing is because I am on the advisory board, so I have the inside track. I go to all the meetings. I hear all the discussions. You might say, I see the sausage being made, and it's 100% pure. It's true. I do. I have great admiration and respect. I said that before, and it's so true. I mean, there's some wonderful organizations in town, oh, for sure. But because I do know the inside workings of the Salvation Army, the motives are always of the highest, purest nature. It's always to serve. It's always to help. There's no discrimination. This is the real deal. These people work from their heart and soul to serve, to help, to uplift, to transform. It's just a lovely mission, and I cannot say enough of how much I support the Salvation Army, and I urge you to donate and help today. These guys do great work.
I just found out one of the financial numbers. I'm not a financial guy. Again, I love to spend the money on great programs.
Yeah.
But when they broke out the cost, our next segment, we're going to go to the E. Claire Rayleigh Transitional Living Center.
Yes.
And there, where families come, we saw the story that we just saw, it's $11 per night per person. That's how we stretch the dollar.
Amazing,
I mean,
yeah.
That's how we stretch the dollar. So even if you were to donate $11, let's not talk about 10. If you donate $11 right now, that would sponsor one person for a night at our Transitional Living Center program. So yes, it's amazing what we can do with the dollar. I don't want to cut you off. Jenny, do you have any more? Because I think we're getting the time rolling around here.
I think the biggest question right now is how can they help?
Yeah.
So, well, definitely we love to, you can definitely help by giving at bigdaysac.org. We're there till midnight. It's going to be open to midnight. Donate now, make that donation. But if you can't give financially or both, is give of your time. Mm-hmm. We need great people like Kitty O'Neill on our advisory board and they can volunteer. So you can go to our website, gosalarmy.org, find out how to get involved in Echelon or advisory board or just to come out and volunteer.
And you know, I just want to say too, you address so many issues that are prevalent in the community. I mean, when you're giving, you're not just giving to the Salvation Army, you are giving to improve the community as a whole. Because the Salvation Army works with people who are having difficulty in society, difficulty in the community, and it helps change their lives. And that will change and elevate and improve the community as a whole. So you're really giving to the whole Sacramento area,
that's
whatever
great.
region you're in. It's not just for the Salvation Army, it's for you and your children and your neighbors and everyone.
I love the way you state that. I think we might be running out of time, but I just want to ask you, because you always ask me questions, so now you're on my show.
I'm on the hot
You're on my
seat.
show.
I got it, right.
But you've been on the advisory board for a while, but can you just tell us, how did you come in contact with the Salvation Army to get on the advisory board? What kind of drew you to the advisory board? Because you were on the advisory board before I arrived.
Yeah.
And so what kind of drew you to becoming on the advisory board, or how did you get involved?
Well, I think I was years ago asked to MC this Helping Handbags luncheon that you all put on every year, which is fantastic, and I hope it happens this year because it's so much fun. And I loved it, and I learned a lot about the Salvation Army through that. I always knew a little bit about it, but learned more about it. And then the more involved I became, someone reached out to me and said, someone who was in your position at the time, said, hey, well, how would you feel about serving on the advisory board? Yeah, I think I can do that. So that's kind of how I got in.
And once you get in, we try to keep you, right? Like you join the family.
You're tied with a big velvet ribbon.
And,
You're not.
we are so appreciative of those who help and support the Salvation Army. Again, if you can, we really trying to hit our goal of $250,000 to give at Big Day SAC.org. That's Big Day SAC.org. You can give all the way to midnight. Right now, the last count was 150 donors at 93,000. So please give, because by the time we go to our next live segment at 1 o'clock with our great friend Julie Teal at the E. Claire Raley Transitional Living Center, maybe we can see that number go higher.
Oh, I hope so. And I just am so appreciative of all the work you're doing all day and all the donors and this, like Blue Diamond Growers who sponsored this particular segment. Thank you to them and to everybody else.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us today, Kitty.
My pleasure.